Moving through a Wednesday, it is the afternoon drive. We are brought to you by Boykin Contractors. And, of course, any of your remodeling needs, they can help you from your kitchen remodel, additions, patio, indoor or outdoor. Also, licensed and bonded contractors that can help you with some roof repair and, of course, other things on your property as well. Call or text 601-951-7336. Also, find them on Facebook.com/Boykin Contractors. That is our good friends at Boykin Contractors. We're at Hartfield Academy today, day one of the high school football road tour. We'll have Craig Bowman, the head football coach, coming up here in about 30 minutes. Right now, we're going to swing across town, visit with head football coach at Mississippi College. Mike Kershaw is on your radio. Make sure to find him on X. Give him a follow at Coach M. Kershaw. Coach, welcome in. How you doing, brother?
Man, Jake, I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Man, we're doing great. And look, I appreciate you jumping in. It was great to visit with you by phone yesterday or 2 days ago now. First off, publicly want to tell you, congratulations on being the head football coach at Mississippi College. I know that you have spent some time in the state of Mississippi. You're back here, so congratulations on being back, and of course, being over at Mississippi College.
Man, I appreciate that, and it is great to be back in the state of Mississippi. Now we're just going to be wearing a couple different colors this time.
Coach, for those that may not know, kind of take us through just kind of a flyover of your career. I know that you spent some time out at Rice and some other portions. You come from a football family. Just a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I grew up in a football family. My dad was involved with the Canadian Football League, so I was actually born and raised up in Canada. So I kind of grew up in the locker room up that way. Ended up going to high school in California and Louisiana. That's kind of where I got my way down to the South. Finished up 11th and 12th grade in Louisiana. Funny thing is, I actually was recruited to Mississippi College out of high school. Decided to end up actually 1 year went to Western Colorado first, and then ended up transferring back to Delta State because they recruited me out of high school as well. Played there from 96 to 98 was my last year playing there. Graduated there in 2000. Ended up starting to coach there in 2001. Stayed there till 2006. Decided to have a life change and got married to my beautiful bride in Austin, Texas, and moved out that way and got out of coaching for really about a 10-year span, and was pretty much thought I was done with coaching and, started my own insurance agency and did all that type of good stuff. But kind of once you're a coach, you never get out of it, right? It's always in your blood. And so once my daughter graduated high school, my wife kind of looked at me. She's like, hey, I can work remote. Is coaching ever something you wanted to get back into? And I kind of stopped in my tracks, and 30 seconds later, I was calling all my coaching contacts and be like, hey, I'm ready to get back in if anybody just gives me a chance. And so my first year at Rice, which was 2018, I sold my insurance company, volunteered with Coach Bloomgren at Rice, and then as 2019 got the receiver job and was there ever since, and came over here at the end of December and been at Mississippi College ready to roll.
Mike Kershaw on your radio, head football coach at Mississippi College, Wednesday edition of the program. Coach, when you look at Mississippi College, why did that make sense for you at this juncture in your career?
Well, the first thing is you just don't get a lot of times to be a head coach. You don't have a lot of opportunities to be the guy to run your own program. So that was intriguing to me. At Rice, I also recruited Mississippi as well. And so every time I flew in here, I'd always kind of think about, well, maybe I take over that program, what it would look like. I wonder why, this is going on, that's going on. So that made sense to me. I've got a base here in Mississippi that, I still know a lot of high school coaches here that my time at Delta State that either I coached with or they were student assistants over there or guys I played with. There's a lot of high school coaches here that were from the Delta State area. So I think I got a lot of contacts here. It makes sense. To me, I thought that this school is a sleeping giant, and I never understood why they'd ever won. And so everything just kind of aligned up. And my good friend, Judd Boswell at Clinton High School, I talked to him about the job, and he goes, hey, I got a pretty good relationship with the president and the athletic director. Do you want me to throw your name in? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, good, because I already did. So that's something how it just played out.
Yeah, that does sound like something Judd would do, and that is no doubt true. Let me ask you this, because you and I spoke about this, and because when you pull up on campus over there, and it's a beautiful campus, the facilities are in pretty good shape. When you're there for a night football game, for instance, sitting here at Hartfield Academy, Hartfield won the MAIS state championship against Jackson Prep out there last year. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great place. You look around and go, why not here, especially with all of the talent and the fact that it's back a Division II school, and you guys have scholarships to offer. So there's a lot to offer right there in Clinton, isn't there?
There absolutely is, and that's again another one of the reasons why I took the job. There's some things in the recruiting side of it that I think we got some advantages on, but if you lay it all out, you're like, why not? Kind of like you said, why not Mississippi College? When you bring kids on campus, again, it is a beautiful campus. The football program, it's not a secret. They have not been very good since they've come back from Division III. And so I would say a lot of people, kind of what you said yesterday on the radio, is kind of no one really even talks about Mississippi College. And that's something we've got to change. And change is really exactly what we're going to do in every aspect of our program.
Mike Kershaw, head football coach, Mississippi College, on your radio, talking Choctaw football. Wednesday edition of the program. And Coach, you guys have you put together a staff. It sounds like, be it a positional coach or maybe a staffer. I mean, from places like Liberty, places like Troy, maybe Tulane. You've pulled in some really sharp guys. It sounds like that have been a part of some big time winning programs, be it Group of Five or Power Five football. And you've also flipped the roster pretty quickly, haven't you?
Yeah, we actually absolutely did. We had to, bring in good coaches. These players came into my office when I first got here and said, Coach, we just want guys that, know how to win in college football. And so that's exactly what I did. The guy that I brought in as my offensive coordinator, I actually coached with at Delta State in, I guess it was probably 2002 through 2004. And very similar, we actually, at that time, Delta State was running a double slot option with Steve Campbell. And when we made the transition, we decided to scrap that and go to 4 vertical passing games, kind of what we're doing now. And 2 years later, we were the number 1 offense in the country. So I'm very familiar and have a lot of trust in my offensive coordinator. My defensive coordinator, like you said, comes from Liberty. Has been a lot of different places where they played great defense. And so, he's been around a lot of different coaches. He's been at Clemson. He's been at Troy. He's been at Jacksonville State. And, again, last year at Liberty. So we brought in some really quality coaches that either, they may be a little bit young and it's their time to shine. And you know what? At the Division II level, you got to take some chances on some guys like that. And I really have a lot of faith in what these guys are doing. And then, did we flip the roster? We did. We brought in, I think as of we counted today, there was 55 new faces that were sitting in our team meeting. So the guys we kept are guys that have bought in, the guys that are ready to go. And then the guys we brought in are guys that are going to help out with depth, going to help out with, changing what this offense and defense looks like and bringing in some speed. And so we had to get bigger, faster, stronger, and I think that's exactly what we did.
Coach, talent aside, to change a football culture, and a lot of times we throw that lingo around a lot, very loosely. Football culture, it's not the same as, say, culture in a city or culture in a town, but there is a culture inside every building. We know that. How hard is it to develop, or not, a different culture at a place that traditionally doesn't have a culture like that, like you're wanting to have?
I mean, it's tough. It's one of those deals that, it's something you talk about every single day. And that's why bringing in new guys helps out that a little bit, because it's not, it's natural for the guys that have been here to kind of have that, hey, we haven't won, or we haven't done this right or done that right, but we got to come in from day one and talk about, guys, we got to set a championship standard, and that's how we're going to live. So you may be in the past where you could have been late and that was okay, or you showed up for this or that and that was okay. That's not okay anymore. And they understand that, hey, whether or not it's breakfast check, whether or not it's, study hall, whatever it is, the grades are going to be better. It's got to be to the championship standard that we set, and that's how we're going to live. And if you don't live that way, you can't play here. And so that, I think, coming in day one, you talk about that, they buy in. And there's going to be a couple guys that didn't buy in this spring, and they're not on the roster anymore, and that's great. But the guys that did buy in, they're ready to go. The new guys that were here this summer, they're ready to go. The coaching staff the same way. They got to buy into the same thing. They got to preach the same thing I'm preaching. And, again, we're ready to roll. I think our guys, players-wise, coaches-wise, they're ready. So culture, is it a sign that a lot of people have in their building? Absolutely. But it's just got to be preached every single day, and they'll understand what the true culture is once the championship standard is set.
Coach, last question. We'll get you on your way, and I appreciate your time today. What's the schedule look like for you guys, obviously, with practice? And I always joke about this with everybody. We call it fall camp. There's nothing fall about 100-degree weather. But what does that schedule look like from now until you guys get ready to kick off game one?
So it's kind of our reporting day was today, so it's kind of like Christmas morning. But the problem is I don't get to play with my new toys until Friday, so we don't
Right.
we don't get to go out there and practice until Friday morning. But we've got I think 21 practices before our first game, so I'm glad we don't have to play tomorrow. But we got time to get ready to go. We open up at Shorter in Rome, Georgia. It's actually a Wednesday night game, which is kind of crazy, but it kind of fits our schedule really well. And the cool thing about our Mississippi College alum that are around the Jackson area is we got 6 home games. And so all these guys that are listening right now, we need you back to this. We need you back to Clinton. We need to get you out here and get cheering for Clinton at our games here, and get you in the new navy blue and celestial blue colors that we got going on. And we're creating a new culture here, and we want everyone to enjoy it and jump on the bandwagon for it.
Mike Kershaw, head football coach at Mississippi College. Make sure to give him a follow on X at Coach M. Kershaw. Check him out on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Coach, I appreciate your time today. Look, we appreciate what you're doing for Mississippi College. Congratulations again. And, look, we'll get over and we'll be visiting with you very soon.
Jay, come on over every time.
I'll see you then. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Mike Kershaw on your radio, head football coach, Mississippi College. We got to take a timeout. We are brought to you by our friends at Gutter Masters, online at guttermastersllc.com. Get protected today, 601-503-7755. Guttermastersllc.com. Back in a bit.